this is Stephanie Manley with Copycat.com. So many of you have asked me for creme brulee, and today I am going to make creme brulee. And cooking is always fun, but it's so much better when you have a blowtorch. You don't need a fancy blowtorch, just a plain old one that, you know, starts a flame. Creme brulee has very few ingredients in it, and they're very, very basic. You're going to need heavy cream. You're going to need some eggs. I'm using a vanilla bean and sugar, and this is all you really need to put in creme brulee. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let our heavy cream and a vanilla bean boil together for just a little bit. We're going to turn it off. We are going to whisk together our egg yolks and sugar. We're going to combine them and we're going to bake them. While this may take a little bit of time, it's really easy to do, and don't let creme brulee intimidate you. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing you need to do is we need to stick 1 quart of heavy cream in a saucepan. Then we're going to take this vanilla bean here, we're going to slice it in half, and we're going to try to scrape the seeds a little bit. So this will help the vanilla release all of its great flavor. So be sure to cut the vanilla bean open, and then you can just kind of scrape some of the seeds. And we're just going to take the whole thing and we're going to stick it into the heavy cream, and we're going to let it boil. So we'll come back in just a second. Okay, so we've got our cream. It has boiled with the vanilla bean and cooled off quite a bit. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take 6 egg yolks and whisk them into a 1/2 cup of sugar. So you only need the egg yolks, so you're going to have to separate these out. You can save the whites and use those for an omelet later on. So let's go ahead and get these eggs separated. Okay, so we've got our egg yolks in, and now we're going to whisk these until they turn a lighter color. All right, so we've beaten our eggs up. They're starting to turn a nice lighter color. So we're going to bring in a little bit of this warmer cream, and we want to do it while everything's moving. We're going to kind of want to temper it a little bit. So go ahead and add a little bit of it in. Whisk it really, really well, and then we'll add in some more. You don't want to add in all of the hot milk at one time because that will make your eggs cook immediately. So we really like to kind of just temper them like this. So we'll continue to whisk in the warmed milk. So once you've been doing this for a little bit, you can go ahead and add in a little bit more of the milk, since it won't shock the eggs and cook them immediately. Now you're going to reach the vanilla bean in here, and just go ahead and discard that, and you can use that for something else. That would be a great vanilla bean to make some vanilla sugar out of, or to go ahead and add in another recipe. You can reuse the vanilla bean quite a bit actually. It has lots of flavor in it. So now it's time to go ahead and fill the ramekins. So we're actually going to take each one of our dishes here, and we're going to fill this up about 3/4 of the way full. You could really use anything you like to put this creme brulee in. Just make sure it's oven proof. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of top off my dishes just a little bit. I have just a little bit extra. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add some hot water in here. This will help the creme brulee set. So I've had some water heating on the stove, so I will add that and we'll go ahead and put this in the oven and we'll come back when they're finished baking. All right, so I've taken these creme brulee out of the oven and now I'm gonna let them cool for a couple of hours in the refrigerator before we put our sugar topping on top and hit them with the blowtorch. So we'll be back when these have cooled and we're ready to put that wonderful caramel crust on top. So now comes the fun part. We are going to use the blowtorch on here. Now this is obviously an industrial blowtorch. I wouldn't go out and spend the money on the fancy ones. You can use these, you can get them for $10 to $15 at your local hardware store. So just grab one of these, they're much easier to use. All right, so the top is simply the creme brulee and we're going to put a lot of sugar on top. Now if you have some nice organic sugar, I would go ahead and use that. I'm gonna put a pretty thick layer on the top. I'm gonna spread it out. This is my favorite part of the creme brulee too, is this crunchy layer. All right, and so now we're gonna go ahead and light our blowtorch. Alrighty, here we go. Fresh creme brulee. It smells fantastic right now, and you can see you too can make creme brulee. It's not hard at all. So I hope you give this recipe a try. If you enjoy dessert recipes, give me a big thumbs up here on YouTube so I will make more dessert recipes. I appreciate you watching and be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you won't miss the next recipe. Thanks for watching.